becoming more and more mainstream by the second, and most of the attention on the Call of Battle, Modern War, Ghost fairs, I pretty much only look for games that are indie, because most AAA games are now just recycled garbage and whatever can make the most money. Like, I might buy an odd AAA game that has lots of personality or a good idea, but most of the games that I have and play now are indie. Now, there's a very distinct characteristic to indie games, because they can't just make a Call of Duty 42 and get game exposure because of brand recognition. Indie titles must be innovative or at least unique, like Proteus. What do you mean I'm using this to segue into another topic? Proteus is a game. Like, what else do you want from me? Proteus is a game where it's less about the actual gameplay and more letting the soundtrack and visuals take you through this 2D world around you. Which leads me to the buzzword, or more like slightly ear-catching and intriguing word, atmospheric games. The reason why I use Proteus as a bridge is because it's super basic. Not good, but basic nonetheless. There are definitely better atmospheric games like Firewatch, Abzu, and many more. Most of the time, these games are intended to be played for a relaxing and passive journey, just observing and taking it all in. But you can still have games with exceptional qualities, like the games mentioned, good dialogue in Firewatch's case, and great visuals with Abzu and Journey. Speaking of which, Journey. This is probably the only atmospheric game you've ever heard of, with the only exception maybe being Firewatch. Journey being a hit is pretty much the reason why this video can exist. Other developers saw that and thought, hey, that's a thing with desert? This is the definitive atmospheric game, and the only surface competition being the game mentioned before, Abzu. Abzu is a game where you're exploring a linear diving path. I know, exciting! But Journey is about a magical cloaked dude wandering around a desert, so cut me some slack. I know I'm not making this seem interesting, like, at all, but trust me, if you haven't played Journey, play it if you have a PS3. And if you don't, get Abzu. It's Journey with water. There are other games that I just can't say a lot about without repeating myself, so I'll move on to the counter-argument. Now, the easiest arguments to make against this type of game is, why would I spend $15 or $20 on a 5-hour game that's just looking at things? Or, this is too expensive for an interactive video. Wait, those are the exact same arguments. It is a little bit hard to trust my reasoning to doubt the dispute, since I wrote these specifically to prove them wrong, but just take my word for it. By the way, I'm about to steal this from Funk, because it's a good thing to say, so check it out if you want a more constructed and well put together version of this. Nonetheless, if you were to do something in real life, the meat world, you'd probably spend a couple of hours, maybe watching a movie, going out to eat. I don't know, I make YouTube videos, I'm not an expert about these things. You probably won't spend less than $10 and not more than 30 to 40, but for argument's sake, let's just keep it at 30. And whatever you do will probably fall in between 2 to 5 hours. So, getting an atmospheric game is like going out, but you don't come away with anything but an experience. And if you don't like it, you can just refund it on Steam.